projections released by Statistics New Zealand show us that the population of our district is predicted to continue to decline, and that the proportion of people aged 65 years or older is likely to increase. As of the census night in 2013, there were almost 3,500 people aged 65 years or older living in our district. It's predicted that by 2026 we can expect that there will be 4,900 people aged 65 years or older living in our district. What this means is that there is going to be fewer people living in our district, and of those who remain, there is going to be a higher percentage of older people who are likely to be on fixed incomes. This trend is common throughout rural New Zealand because increasing numbers of people are leaving rural areas and moving to larger cities, such as Auckland, Hamilton, Tauranga, and so on. We have looked into the population decline in our district. This is occurring since the 2001 census. Most of the district population decline has occurred in urban Tokoroa. The populations of Pataru, Tirau, and Narapuni have remained relatively stable, and the population of our rural areas have either increased due to recent forestry to dairy farm conversions or remained stable. The urban area of Tokoroa accounts for 55% of the district's population, and because of this, future population decline in Tokoroa will have serious implications in the future. And then just a little bit further on, population decline and ageing population. The district's population is expected to experience decline over the next 30 years, which will mean that in the future there will be fewer ratepayers and therefore less people contributing to the cost of running and maintaining our infrastructure. And it goes on to talk about the age and how many people, once again, over the age of 65 years, and this is expected to increase. This means that there will be more people on fixed incomes who have a limited ability to pay for rate increases. In addition to this, the infrastructure needs of our community will change, and so on. Just use that as a bit of a background to introducing the suggestions that I make for the CBD. And this is only a suggestion. I mean, it's just a starting document, really, and you or other people, residents of the town, no doubt will have other ideas and of what should be done. But I've been concerned about this for probably a decade or more, because I've lived in the town for 42 or more years, and I've seen some dramatic stages. When I came here, it was a bustling place, and there were and you couldn't move in town, you know, and you couldn't get any service even from the retailers in town, probably even. But things have changed, and particularly over the last 20 years, we've seen quite a dramatic change in the town, and in the workforce, and in the age structure of the town, and so on. When I came here, you never saw a person, or hardly ever saw a person over the age of 40. That's changed dramatically. We're all getting older. So I've aged with the town, and I've seen these changes. Perhaps you could turn, you know, I assume that you've got a copy of the documents, and you turn to page number 1 of the document, of the plans, first plan in there, and you'll see the red parts of the plan there that we have. And those are the suggested pieces that are taken out. Now, I just went through the town and I just had a very quick look and said, well, we'll go through here because right next door is a fine one, or, you know, more recent building and so on. So I picked out what I thought was the most appropriate at the time, without spending too long on it. And we offset them partly because of that reason, but also so that we didn't get a flow of wind directly through there. But what it does is open up the town. It opens up Rosebery Street through to Leith Place and Mannering Street, and which is really quite essential. I'll just go back a page and just quickly read that. Is my time up?
That's 7 minutes. You've got 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
Well, look, what I'll do, I'll leave that part. I want to leave a bit of time for some questions.
I know that's 3 minutes and then there'll be time for questions.
Well, let's just look at some of the negative things in the town. And I know it's easy to be negative and look at those things, but before you go forward, perhaps, that has to be done. We see a whole lot of empty shops and buildings in towns, not only shops, but industrial buildings as well. We see businesses struggling. We see, and in talking to businesses, we see that their turnover is decreasing each year. I've talked to quite a lot of different businesses, having been in business myself in the town for many years. But every year, because of the ageing population, we haven't got the spending power in town. We've got fewer people walking our streets. They can no longer buy a lot of the things that they want. They're not available in the town, so they've got to go out of town to shop. We lack middle and high income people living in the town. Most of the middle and high income people now live out of town. They travel into town to work. One of the reasons for this, of course, because there's no residential subdivision in Tokoroa. There hasn't been a new residential subdivision for 30 years, or over 30 years. And that's something that needs to be addressed. There's also been a lot of bad town planning decisions made over recent years, which if I had time we could talk about later on. But anyway, let's get on to some of the positive things. One of the positive things is the fact that we're situated on State Highway 1 north of Taupo, and so that puts us in a very, very good position. The other positive thing for Tokoroa is that State Highway 1 has bypassed Taupo. If people want to go into there, they have to turn off State Highway 1 and go in. Soon State Highway 1 will bypass Cambridge in the north. That's very important. That gives us a great opportunity here in Tokoroa to do something positive. We're a very central locality. We're within an hour and a quarter of the 3 cities, Taupo, Hamilton, Rotorua, and also Taupo. So, and of course we have, we're close to beaches, we're close to forestry, we're close to the mountains, and lakes. We have a lot going for us here. But that brings us to the CBD upgrade, and which I see as one of the more important things for the town to progress ahead. So, you'll have to take notice of that. Well, let me just sum up. I won't talk any more about the CBD. It's all there. And you've got covering document there. There's a lot more than that applies to the CBD, but it's not just one thing that will solve the problems in Tokoroa. There's a combination of things that need to be done, but the CBD probably is the number one thing. It has to be done properly. If you're not going to do it properly, what I would say is forget about it, leave it. If you're only going to spend 1.5, 2 million or 3 million on the job, don't do that. Save the ratepayers the money and just continue to go down. The population is decreasing a little bit every year. That will, if nothing is done, that will increase